Because what color corduroys do they sell up there? Like lime green corduroys? Like who would wear that? So I'm hanging out in the old, and and I'm trying to figure out. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Because I really want these sneakers. So I decided to go and sit out on like a little, like those little bench things that they put in the middle of the mall, and wait for them to leave because they're still sitting in there. And then a couple more walked in there, and they started having a conversation. So my battery's running out on my phone, and I'm like running out of pretend text to send. And so I'm like, oh God, if they don't leave. So I go to Macy's, for a little while. So it's literally, I've spent about 35 minutes just walking around pretending to do stuff just so they would leave. and I go back, sit the thing, and they're still in there, and I'm like, I cannot believe. One thing, they're not buying, they're just talking. So there's like about 5 black dudes in Foot Action just having a conversation about shoes they should buy, but they're not actually buying. Just like, I guess, taking window shopping to the next level. And I'm just like, children, please buy some or just leave, and I can't imagine if I had to work there. If I had to work there and deal with them, oh my freaking God, I would kill myself. I seriously would. I just would. I couldn't do it. So anyway, so finally they leave, and I'm like, oh God, thank God. So at this point it's like about 45-50 minutes. So they leave, and so the dude sees me come back. He said, oh, you came back. I was like, dude, those dudes was on my nerves. There's no way I could buy shoes. And he started laughing. He was like, really, which ones? And I'm like, all of them. Like, really? I was like, no, I can't. I was like, they were on my nerves. And it just goes to show, hood mentality, it has jobs at Foot Action too. So it's like, whatever. And so I'm on my shoes, and all of a sudden, I'm like literally just trying on the shoe to make sure, because with Adidas, you have to try them on because some of them fit really snug. Mid-heel, pulling it up, and here they come again. And I'm like, you gotta be joking me. No. And sure enough, they start. I guess they missed the Lil Wayne shoe, the Supers, which I didn't know they were by Lil Wayne until they picked it up and was trying to talk about how they should buy them. And I was like, no. And I was like, why are they back? Like, why are they back? Mind you, they have not bought anything. They're just talking. And I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, I'll just take them. I'll just take them. He's like, you know what? I was like, no, I'll just take them. I gotta go. And I'm like, no, what are they doing? And they literally stayed in there like till after I was gone. I was like, what are you doing? Like, who just hangs out in a Foot Action? Like, do you plan it? Do you go like, you know what? I think let's go to Foot Action and just look at shoes. I mean, to me, sneakers are not that big of a deal. It's like, they're a purchase, yes. I mean, I'm all excited about it, but it's like, yikes. Like, it's just a shoe. It's like, I can't, oh my God, black folks and their shoes and their sneakers, and like spending all that money for them. I'm like, are you like, who would? Like, I paid $19.99 for some Adidas, and they will serve their purpose. Actually, I bought way too many shoes this week. I shouldn't have been buying all the shoes that I bought this week, but whatever. It is what it is. So, what else was I going to talk about? I had a couple things I was talking about. I talked about the little girl and her little fight, trying to come at me with her bullshit. Billy Cosby coming at me with some bullshit, and now she's gonna leave. Excuse me. Why am I coughing? All of a sudden, it's just the dumbest thing. Like, when I'm doing my show, all of a sudden I start choking. And I don't choke any other time. What was I gonna say? I really don't have anything else to talk about except for this craziness. Oh! How can I forget? So, last night I had a meeting. So, I'm actually the first person in Portland to start the very first masturbation group for men. Like, it doesn't exist. And so it's called Bait Masters, and if you have a website, you can go to baitmasters.com. That's me. I started it. And what it is just basically a group. So we'll meet 2 hours a month. So once a month we'll meet up at the Catalyst, and the Catalyst is this really cool art cultural center set up for sex positive events or what have you. And I met with Teresa, who's a dark lady, who is just like the coolest lady ever, just so open and just so whatever about stuff. And and so we were just talking, and literally it doesn't exist. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create this space where men can come and get off their app for a moment and just it's called SIN, and it means safety in numbers, which is like a way, because I'm celibate, so I thought of like, what could I do to promote getting together with a guy that isn't so intimate to the point where you feel like you've shared bodily fluids, and it's not a relationship, and it's not anonymous, and it's just a way to connect and or not, or just watch. And so it's like, well, I want to do a jack-off group, but because so many jack-off groups get a little weird and they have rules and all this weird stuff, and I don't want that. I just wanted a 2-hour window where men can come, get together, well, literally come and get together and release, and do it in a way where if they meet up every month, you'll start recognizing people, and you'll start waiting and getting together, with these people to be able to socialize, because we'll have snacks and stuff. Obviously, we want people to have snacks before we get to, jacking, because Lord knows, finger foods and jacking off don't match. Let's just keep it real. I mean, once it starts, I'll be like, oh, you want some chips? Nah, I'm good. I'm laying off the salt. But so yeah, we met last night. It was really, the space was so cool. It wasn't sleazy or anything. It was really good. And I'm so looking forward to being the first. I think this is one of the reasons why I'm feeling that Portland was a great move for me. It really, really was a great move. It was I don't know. It was just a great move, and I'm looking forward to establishing myself here. And not only just as DJ Intellect, but as Omari Abbasi, who has all of these projects, like Cirque du Soleil, or what do we call it? Sir Nude Soleil. Sorry, now, because we can't say Cirque, but Sir Nude Soleil and Bait Masters and the Men's Room. I hope Men's Room is good. I'm getting the feeling it may not be so great, but I'm hoping that it'll be good this Thursday. We'll see. But going back to Bait Masters, today after the show, I have to put together the first flyer for it, because it's going to be on June 6th, I think it is. And just so many good things are happening. I have my float, which I'm crazy excited about, and to do Bait Masters, once a month, and get a group of men together to get off the app and actually meet people and actually do the things we used to do back in the 80s and partially of the 90s, is where we would actually meet people and meet men and again, and I'm not trying to tell people that how they have sex and intimacy is wrong, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's alternatives, there's options, and one of the options is to be in a space that you don't use your app and you actually masturbate, and it's safe, and that's why I call it safety in numbers, because it is safe. It's not about oral sex. You're not doing anything like that, because that is will cause you to be removed from the group, and I'll have to say that because it is purely touch. And so I'm looking forward to it. You know, it was one of those things where you just go, wow, you know, I'm really doing this. Like, this is why I moved here, and it's finally, you know, it's finally taking off, and I'm so crazy excited about it. I mean, really, there's only 2 other things I gotta to do here. Like, you know, aside from getting my own place and all of that, you know, I want to open my store. So I'm so looking forward to it. Like, Baitmasters is just, God, I can't believe it's a dream and it's happening. I can't believe, number one, that I'm the first one to ever do it. Like, really? How is that even possible? Like, there's so many people that live here. I mean, maybe it's going to be crazy difficult because Lord knows the people here will put you through a challenge to start something new. Like, they're difficult. There's no question. But I'm really looking forward to getting this started and getting people involved into a group that they can meet, you know, every month and maybe see some familiar faces, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But there's that. And what was I gonna say? So anyway, but Teresa, Dark Lady, was, you know, so open to this, you know, having me in the space, and it just felt nice where people just seem to be so open to your ideas. Like, it's so rare that, you know, like if I were in Chicago, well, actually I was gonna do Baitmasters in Chicago at Touche, but I knew I wasn't gonna be able to control it like the way that I wanted to. I definitely didn't want people to have oral sex. I don't want it to turn into a fuck fest, and I knew that it totally would at Touche. I mean, plus my other event, Ripe, was there, so I knew for a fact that it wasn't going to be tame. It wasn't going to be a tame event whatsoever. So I thought best to not do it. And plus, I knew I was moving here, but it feels good. It feels good that so many things that I'm trying to put together are coming into fruition now. It's kind of cool. So there's that. Yeah, I'm sorry about my throat. I don't know what all of a sudden it's just decided to get all scratchy and coughy and stuff on me while I'm trying to do my damn show and shit. Damn. So wow, like, it's crazy because I am so sorry. But yeah, so I'm trying to pick people for the float. That ain't easy. People are so skeptical here. Like, you tell them, you know, you want them to be on the float. Naturally, you know, with me though, they should probably be a little skeptical because I don't want them to be pretty much half naked. But I still want them for the float. And I can't find people. They're so difficult. They're just, everybody wants to know, like, what's up, or they want to get paid. Like, and I'm like, shoot, like, what happened to the days where if somebody asked you to be on a float, you'd be just excited to just be in it? But I'm thinking maybe because the Portland parade is probably so boring, people are like, I'm not going to that. You know, who knows? Like, I don't really know what the real deal is, but I will say that it is not so easy to find participants. I have 2, and it's not enough. I mean, and I have no idea what the heck I'm going to put on it. I don't know if I'm just going to put a regular banner or what, because it may rain, so it can't be paper. It has to be vinyl or something. I have no idea. Like, I really have no idea, but I got to pay for that shit next week. So, but if you're going to be in Portland during Pride, make sure you come out and see the Omari Abbasi float. It is going to be a surprise for all of us because I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Yikes, I say. Yikes. So, what else? I felt so weird because today I was like, oh, I'm gonna do my show. I got tons of stuff to say. And as I'm talking, I'm sitting here going like, what am I gonna say? I don't really know. So anyway, are you guys watching R&B Divas LA? Like, I told people I wasn't gonna watch it, but I'm watching it, and I gotta say, Shantae Moore is crazy. something has to be wrong with that girl, because, like, first of all, you didn't do great in